Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your personalized reading for the week of May 30th to June 5th, 2022. This is a general reading, so feel free to take whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To get a deeper view into your week, check out readings for Moon, Sun, and rising signs. So on May 30th, there is a new moon in Gemini. Gemini's ruling planet, Mercury, governs communication and intellect. Because Mercury is in retrograde until June 3rd, this week provides opportunities to reflect on prior communications that may not have come across as you intended. And this reading looks into those themes. In this first column, we see what you should reflect on from your past, which is a message of concern. This is some type of communication that's not necessarily good news. You have the Five of Cups, the Hangman, and Knight of Cups. In this middle column, we look at how to change things for the better. You have this Comfort card. You have the Knight of Wands, Three of Wands, and Page of Swords. In this third column, you have the 8th house of mystery. This is like sex, death, I believe debt as well. And you have the Five of Swords, Queen of Cups, Six of Cups. So, reflecting on this message of concern, you can see here this individual has their hand over their heart, kind of like taken aback at whatever is being conveyed here. So with the Five of Cups, it's some kind of sadness, some type of grief, some type of loss. You also have the Knight of Cups, which is about, a message of romance, of love, kind of can be creativity, but it's more giving off the romance vibes, some type of disappointment. And then you have the Hanged Man, which is a sense of suspension, sacrifice. So, for some of you, it could be that the message of concern was just waiting around for a message. Basically, it could be also, you had certain hopes or desires for something and really it wasn't going your way, and you just, had to kind of deal with the circumstances. Or, for some of you, it has to do with, someone being dumped. Hangman in this deck looks like they're just being dumped out of a building onto their head. So let's take a look at that Hanged Man then. You have the Ten of Cups. So it seems that there's some suspension, some sacrifice when it comes to this concept of this happy, connection with another, with family, community, friends. So let's take a look with what's going on with the Knight of Cups. You have the Fool. And this is about like taking a leap of faith and really opening your arms to all potential. all possibilities. So you could have done that with this Knight of Cups, taking a chance. So let's see what's going on with the Five of Cups. You have the Queen of Pentacles. And this card is about kind of confidence. Someone who is takes care of themselves, really connected with their family, friends, their environment, nurturing, you know, compassionate and resourceful, able to take care of themselves, to manage their money, and it can be a sense of kind of taking charge. So this could be that for some people it might be something to do with relationship, or it can be something to do with pursuing a certain type of job or a position in a certain role. And for others, it could be both. You know, you never know if one can affect the other. You know, maybe there is something that really someone got demoted, and that really affect their ability to tap into their emotions, and it could affect how they are pursuing relationships. For some of you, though, because you have this eighth house of mystery as the outcome, where it's kind of like, you know, sex, death, affairs, it could be that something that really something that threw you off balance, something that made you sad, kind of put you in this position of trying to fill certain needs with seduction, sexual aspects, hooking up with people, and really affecting how it is that you deal with things. Power, using sex and romance as a way to maybe feel better about yourself, or somehow manipulating a situation. That might not be, you know, all of you, but it could have been something that, as a result of some kind of upsetting situation, or the upsetting situation was caused by someone doing that to you and manipulating your emotions. So how to change things for the better? You have this Comfort card, and this is a sense of finding comfort for you, finding a way for you to feel safe, happy to the extent you can, and at home. You have the Knight of Wands, which is a sense of like adventure and kind of excitement, chasing the next exciting aspect, adrenaline rush type of thing. And you have the Three of Swords, which is stepping outside of your comfort zone. And then you have the Page of Swords here. Did I say Three of Swords? Three of Wands. And then you have the Page of Swords here that has to do with being curious, finding out information. Also, for some people, it could be a sense of like spying, like looking at someone's social media page. But it can also just be about trying to figure out information, trying to learn as much as you can so that you can, you know, deal with situations when they come about. But here, this sense of comfort is kind of like do what you can to the extent that you can to make yourself feel comfortable. Maybe, you know, treat yourself to some type of pampering, or even make sure you are eating foods that are making you feel good, energized, healthy. So let's take a look at the Knight of Wands, because here it kind of seems that what might be driving your comfort is moving on to the next thing, or that's kind of maybe the way you operate, or something that is a, you know, distraction. So you have the World. So this concept of completing something, completing some goal, some journey, and then going on a new one with this Fool. So yeah, for some of you, it seems that you kind of jump from one situation to the other, possibly to kind of avoid having to deal with like the sad aspects. So let's see here. Let's see what's going on with Three of Wands. That's recognizing that there is there is a way of pursuing something different that, or unknown to you, that can lead to something great. You have the Five of Wands, and this is kind of about conflict, minor annoyances, growing pains, a sense of not being on the same page as someone else or even yourself. So it does kind of indicate that when things are unstable, maybe you look for something new. Maybe there's some kind of disagreement you have with someone you're, you know, seeing, someone you're working for. If you feel some type of kind of insulted, some kind of slight, maybe you just are like, I'm going to look for something new. So let's take a look at the Page of Swords. Knight of Cups again. So it could be that, you know, you are looking at how you communicate with messages of love. That kind of seems to be a big thing on this, how to change things for the better, is really to look at how you are, you know, finding out about new potential. How is it that you are conveying yourself? Are you really allowing yourself to be whatever someone would want you to be? Are you, because the Page is really kind of like an immature energy, kind of a sense of maybe thinking that they know things, but they also want to learn things as well. So, you know, for some of you, it seems that what what you might need to change is like how you deal with conflict, how it is that you kind of interact, or the reasons why you even pursue certain relationships, the way that you start up new potential. And it's fine if you want to just have fun, but it seems here that the message of concern has to do with these cups not really being healed, learned from, examined. So let's look at this 8th house of mystery here. So with the 5 of Swords, this is a concept of winning at all costs. And the Queen of Cups is a concept of emotions. And so it could be the outcome is to consider how might you be using emotions to win at all costs, or how is it that you are not walking away from a lose-lose situation, because of something that's driving your emotions. With the 6 of Cups, it's a sense of like nostalgia, a sense of, it is a card of like, balance and harmony. But here it kind of seems like this has to do with your childhood, your inner child. How is it that you grew up? Did you have to, if you didn't get things your way, were you pretty much like, I'm going to, if you don't want to share your pie with me, I'm just gonna like spit in your pie, or something along those lines. The 8th house of mystery is there's potential to kind of figure out what your fears are and kind of face them. But a key issue here is manipulation. How do you manipulate yourself? How do you manipulate others? How do you manipulate a situation? Do you withhold emotions from people? Do you withhold a sense of communication from them? I'm trying to see what cards are lacking here. I see the Queen of Pentacles. And this is kind of a concept of receiving. Definitely Earth for Pentacles are the element of Earth, and so are you, Capricorn. And that's an element of more of a receptive energy. Queens are associated with the element of water, and that's a receptive energy as well. Here you have Queen of Cups. It's like double water, double receptive. So here, it kind of seems that this comfort, how you seek comfort, is really not, it's not comfortable enough for you. And it just does kind of seem like it has to do with a certain kind of a sense of worth. How is it that you feel, I guess, uncomfortable with yourself if you were in this position of like suspension? Why is that uncomfortable? If you are in a position of nurturing someone else, is that something that's uncomfortable to you? If you are not like, manipulating a situation, or not manipulating, that's, if you are not shaping a message of love in a certain way, or pursuing a new challenge, is that uncomfortable for you? So let's see what's going on with the Five of Swords. You have the Three of Swords. And this is a sense of upset and disappointment, not getting what you expected. So here, it is even more so looking like when things are unstable, when there's like not consistency, when there's ambiguity. It may be that you kind of are at times might want to win at all costs, and it ends up in some type of disappointment, some type of upset. I am seeing a decent amount of fives. You have the Five of Cups, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Five of Swords, and fives are about chaos, instability, and conflict. Let's take a look at the Six of Cups. You have this Justice card. It's a sense of balance, can also be a sense of like keeping things fair, or the way that you think things are fair. And it does kind of seem that it stems from the way you played as a child. What did you think was fair? Did you walk away from things when stuff was hard, when there was something you weren't going to win at? Did you just not want to play anymore? So let's see what's going on with the Queen of Cups here. You have the Hanged Woman. You have the Hangman over here with the Ten of Cups, and the Hanged Woman with the Queen of Cups. So here with a sense of being in almost like a vulnerable position, is something that can allow you to kind of push away your ego and see things from a different perspective if you allow yourself to be there. So if there is something about the concept of being vulnerable, something that is something you really have to ride out to accomplish. The Ten of Cups is not only a card of fortune after a time of difficulty, it's also the ability to experience all the different range of emotions and be back to center without the need to kind of manipulate your view of something, to manipulate the environment to make you bypass experiencing certain feelings. But here it does seem that the focus is, how is it that you are dealing with your fears? How is it that you seek comfort in your, in any situation that you're uncomfortable with, instability, conflict? And what is it that being like vulnerable really makes you feel uncomfortable about the vulnerability? And if you were vulnerable and you did take the time to, pause and consider nurturing some past hurts, past emotions that, are maybe still lingering, what would that be like? So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective every week. and we'll see you next time. Take care.